Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. How y'all are? This is Friday, November 21st. I'll be heading back out to St. Bernard Acres here directly, about when Gail gets home, another couple hours. It's supposed to be raining this afternoon and tonight, and through early morning hours. So, I get to do a little bit of work out there, not a whole lot. But I want to let you know the plans I have. So I'll be heading out to, I've got to go to Lowe's, load up some more 2x4s that I'm going to need to finish up the addition and putting the roof and everything on, and the getting all that sealed up, putting the siding on so I can cut the hallways in, and we'll have a connected buildings, if you will. So I'm anxious for that. We're going to finish it up Sunday. Tomorrow I'm going to be out there by myself. I'll be working inside Alex's building, taking 2x4s out of there. I can't use those because they're going to be used for reconfiguring that building into 2 bedrooms and closets. So, and then I have to go tomorrow to Carter Lumber out there. I've got to get a few 16-foot 2x4s. And I only have an 8-foot truck, 8-foot bed on my truck. I don't want to drive 65 miles with those things hanging off the back. But Carter Lumber is only about 10 miles from St. Bernard Acres. And I can take back roads where I can go slower. It's not freeway that I have to go. So there I'll pick up the 16-footers that I need. That'll be my rafters and tie-in points, things like that. You'll see as we put all that together. But I have a friend from where I worked, and it works with Gail now. He wants to come out and help. He's been out before and helped me and really enjoys himself out there. So neither Gary nor I really want to climb up on a roof anymore. Not at our ages. I don't want to do that. It's a very simple roof. I mean, a 412 pitch, and I've only got to screw 3 panels on each side and it's done. But it's just the idea of it. He's younger and much skinnier, and he can climb up on that roof for us. Help us put all the metal down and the gutter system between the buildings and everything. And finally you'll get to see my plan. I know a whole lot of naysayers are saying it's not going to work, and saying it in a nice way. Nobody's being nasty. It's difficult for me to explain how I'm going to do it, but it's basically going to be a gutter that the water will travel down and then go out the sides, and before it can back up, it's going to run off. But you'll see that tomorrow, Sunday, when we put all that together, and hopefully it'll make a lot more sense. Even the ones who say it won't work or suggest different things, I really appreciate those comments. I really do. And I hope you're proven wrong. I very well may be proven wrong, and we'll have to, as I go along, re-engineer something. We'll just see. Everything is like trial and error with us. But it makes sense that this would work, and that's what I'm going to go with. It's, I am on a very limited budget. I mean, I'm going to buy 2x4s and everything today because I get my YouTube money from last month. And I can go buy, more 2x4s and that I need, and, some supplies that I need out there. So that's what we're looking at. My Social Security check, I get a good Social Security check every month, but I have all these bills here that have to be paid as well. I'm trying now to not work during the winter. I don't want to drive the cab during the winter months. I might go back and tell them, look, when Gail's schedule changes back, on days that it's not supposed to be snowy and stuff, I might drive. I just don't like driving around here in the snow. I don't have a problem with it. It's everybody else I'm worried about. They're idiots on dry pavement. God. So, but you know, that's how you got to do when you're poor like us. It's how we have to work, you know, when we can. Now, and speaking of that, in the last 3 weeks, I've gotten about 800 new subscribers. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining along in this journey. I know the actually getting to build on the house finally and get to actually do things and accomplish stuff is what people want to see. So we're going to continue on until I move out there permanently. I would like to have a bathroom in, at least a flushing toilet and a shower by the end of the year, so I could move out there permanently. Then I can work every day on projects. That's really what my next goal. Whether I can accomplish that or not, I don't know. But next spring, by my birthday, May 29th, we will be living out there full time, regardless of where my progress is. As long as I have a bathroom, the water supply, and the basics of a kitchen, we're moving there. We can get part-time jobs out there and continue to finish up everything. And not that it will ever be finished. Nothing's ever going to be done. But I will be living out there by my birthday next year. There's no question of that. If I can get the bathroom done sooner, I will be out there myself. So that's the plans for the weekend. Again, I really appreciate all the new subscribers, and it's helped. My views are going up. You know, I might get to make a little bit of extra money off of YouTube if I have a better month. Once I get through these holidays, then I get back on track with everything. But we have to do this, you know. And I wanted to comment about something, because I haven't done any videos of just me chatting and talking to you guys and my thoughts on things. So if you don't mind, and if you do enjoy them, hang around. We're going to get into something. If not, if you don't enjoy those, then go ahead and sign off now. I appreciate y'all watching. But I want to talk about this SNAP EBT thing. They opened up our government again, which, by the way, just as a side note, who are they to close our government? They keep forgetting this belongs to us. It doesn't belong to them, right? If they can't agree on a budget, then we have an election and we hire people who can. You don't close down the government at your whim and do what you want to do. You are paid by us to have a budget. If you can't do your job, then get the hell out of office and let us put somebody in there who might be able to do a job. No more threatening us for this kind of bullshit. I ain't on it. Sorry. Now, you got everybody back on their SNAP stuff, kinda. And one of the things the shutdown did, it made people look at it, really made people aware of what actually goes on and how that program works. It's run by the Department of Agriculture. I ain't happy with how they treat our farmers, let alone anything else. I don't have a lot of confidence in them. But the states run it. We just give our tax dollars to the states to manage the SNAP programs and EBT programs in their states. So here's my proposal. Everybody has to reapply. I think that is a great idea. They just, in a quick search, I guess, they found about 168,000 people who were getting SNAP that had died. And they were still getting, somebody was getting those cards. And people were double dipping and triple dipping. That's got to be stopped, right? And I think the idea behind everybody having to reapply will help fix some of that. But here's the next step I think it needs to take. Where I worked at Cincinnati in management, we had each department had a budget. And at the end of once a month, we had a meeting of the department supervisors, the department managers, if you will. We went over what sales they had. And by what sales they had, I mean, we were in printing and direct mail. Some jobs were strictly printing and bindery and out the door. Some jobs were printing, bindery, inkjet addressing, and delivering to the post office. So we took every job that came in and we determined what process each department had and what percentage of the sales was theirs. Then we could look at each month and say, okay, you in your department, you had, $180,000 worth of sales. Your expenses were $165,000. You did good, you did okay. Where can we make improvements? Or did you lose money? That's how you have to watch it. So, and that's simplified. It's a lot more detailed than that. Don't be asking me about all that kind of stuff because I don't have time. So what I think the way the SNAP program could work, since you're using my tax dollars to buy those people food. And speaking of that, if it was up to me, I would figure out a way, because everything now is done online and deliveries and everything. We should be able to set it back up the way it used to be. You don't get an actual EBT card to go buy whatever you want. We will deliver to you the food you need for your family. But that's a whole nother thing. No candies, no soda pops, none of that kind of stuff. That's not necessary for life, right? The food stamp program was established way back as a way to help families, supplement families. And it's very good for that. Our military, it's a shame how many of our military has to be on food stamps, but it supplements their income. That's the idea behind the assistance, is a supplemental, not a lifestyle. We're not paying you to stay at home and do nothing, right? I will help you. You show me effort and I will help you. Now, the disabled, obviously, the seniors who can't work, obviously, that shouldn't be, I don't have a problem with that. Out of the generosity of my own heart, I agree with that. They don't have to go through all the bull crap. But if you are capable of working, then you should work some, and I will help you out. But I'm tired of paying your living expenses. That's what I'm trying to say. So, getting back to how the SNAP program should work. I want to treat each state like a department, right? All of your citizens in your state have to reapply and requalify to get food stamps. At the end of that, after they're qualified and everything, you need X number of dollars to pay for them. So you come to me as the government, the federal government, and you say, I need, $112 billion for my food stamp program this year. Okay, here's your $112 billion. Each state has to do that. Come to me to get your allotment from everybody's tax dollars, right? But here's the catch. Every month, we're going to randomly select 4 or 5 states, right, and audit them. Because everything is electronic now anyway. I want to see where that money is going and who that money's going to, and how that money's being spent. Right? The whole thing with But I saw a sign years ago that Domino's had down the street, had a sign said now accepting EBT cards. Right? There are several fast food joints that accept EBT cards. Now, that was done, that was allowed, thinking of the homeless and the people who don't have kitchens they can cook food in. That is being totally, that has to be done away with, right? If I'm giving you food stamps to live on, I'm giving you a SNAP card, then why not go to the Free Store Food Bank, or well, Catholic Charities here. There's several organizations here in Wheeling that serve lunches and breakfasts and dinner, you know. Charge $1 on their SNAP card. Charge $2 on their SNAP card. That will help fund it, because that's another thing. I'm totally tired of giving money to Catholic Charities and all these places. That's a money laundering scheme as far as I'm concerned. It's like all the money going to Ukraine. They give millions and millions of dollars to Catholic Charities and all these non-government entities that take care of all of the illegals that we shouldn't be taking care of to begin with. But the government say, oh, we're not doing it. That's Catholic Charities or whatever. The whole scam is, I want everybody to wake up and see what is going on here. But I would audit, say like a random drug test. We're going to randomly pick your state this month, and we're going to audit your SNAP program in your state, because we have everything, right? So I don't want to see any SNAP money being spent at McDonald's or Domino's or anything like that. I can't afford to eat at McDonald's or Domino's every day. You think I'm going to contribute to somebody so they can? Come on, folks. You know, I want to audit you and find out where your money is being spent, since it's my money that I'm allocating to you. That's the deal with this country. We own it. That money is ours that they're stealing from us. Right? Donald Trump, you're talking $21 trillion. You're changing the economy. That's coming back to us. $21 trillion off of our whatever, our deficit. That's our money. Then send it to us. That's not your money. You know, if you found $21 trillion worth of waste, you know, it's like the Doge money, all this waste. Okay, you wasted our money that you stole from us. Give it back to us. If you found it, give it back to us. That's how we have to look at it. You work for us. We don't work for you. We tell you what to do. That's how this country is supposed to work. Right? But everybody seems to have forgotten that. We wait on them to tell us what to do. We lose. Anyway, that's my rant. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all later this afternoon. Remember to like, share, comment, do all those kind of things. This is Joe from St. Bernard Acres. Peace out, everybody. I'm out. Thank you.